Brothers and sisters, Suleiman Rahim here, Minister of the Covenant, breaker of the seven seals, the judge. This is future news, brothers and sisters. Never should, I shouldn't keep saying that because it never happens to make a liar out of myself, but I'm endeavoring to make this short presentation, brothers and sisters. There's just so much to talk about, but it's not that it's a problem. It's been a long presentation. This has so many other things to do besides this. Information has to go out. So, brothers and sisters, I have a couple of things I'm going to talk about here. The main thing I want to talk about is, let's see if I have this set up right. Okay. Quality pressure and quality energy. You have the sealed Bible and unsealed Bible. The sealed Bible is all the information that we needed, and Suleiman would need to accomplish his mission. And only he could break those seals because it was him that actually sealed the Bible. That's a long story. I'm not going to it, but basically, Elijah Muhammad told you, says, the scientists, they write history. The method he said was a method. I mean, he was based on this before he was aware of computers. So, but anyway, they write it, but they have to give to the 25th scientist who certifies it, right? And once you have the history, then you have to say, well, how are you going to present it? And so all kinds of complications I've mentioned before in the past, right? But this 16,000 years ago, this was written. But 50,000 years ago, the scientists disagreed. They disagreed, right? Not on the fact that energy deprivation comes, just it's like 3 plus 5 is 8, 2 plus 6 is 8, 1 plus 7. They didn't have how to approach it. Everybody had different approaches to it. All of them agreed was 8. But they had different approaches in perspective. And none of them agree with Dr. Shabazz's proposal. And they really strongly disagree with that. Right? But, see, Dr. Shabazz, he's 25th scientist. See? And so he knew, and they was opposed to his methodology, but he knew if his methodology was and they knew that if he was successful in it, right, that the tribe Shabazz would be the ruling nation. But they didn't want to take that path. They didn't want to go do what was necessary to achieve that. And so he said, okay, well, when they write the scripture, what they may do, because remember, in our condition now, we depend upon the scripture to see. It's like wearing glasses. So Suleiman would have to depend on the knowledge in the scriptures to accomplish his mission. And so not that he thought there was evil or bad, he just didn't trust other scientists to take and put it, because they might put their take on it. They might put their take on it. They're twisted, their slant on it. Because they said, okay, we think it's do it this way, they think the other way. They disagreed. So they might put it in this modified scripture in such a way, right, that has Suleiman actually fulfilling their perspective. Because he depended upon the scripture. So he said, no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to seal it on my particular wavelength, right, my particular frequency, that they can't, because remember, Elijah said that he could tune all the scientists, but he had a special frequency that no one could tune into unless he allowed them to. So he sealed it with his frequency, his wavelength, that they couldn't get to, couldn't touch. Because the effort that it would take to achieve that, only he could do that. So he locked sealed himself. So he knew that when time came, right, that it'd be only someone on his wavelength, his frequency, right, be able to figure it out, right? Because he wanted his plan to be executed, and he knew exactly what he wanted to do, what he wanted to accomplish, and so he sealed up that away. So that may be a little much for you to understand there, but somebody sealed it. Whoever sealed it had to know, understand it. And said, no one's heavens or earth, right? So the person that sealed it must be the one that unsealed it. Anyway, let's move on, brothers and sisters. There's a lot of things I can tell you, but I won't tell you, because a lot of things that we're told right now, they're a little incorrect, but they're allowed to pass because it's not necessary to really deal with them right now. Like who's who, what's what position they have. Now, sometimes they refer to Master Muhammad as a king, sometimes they refer to him as a god. They refer to all different ways. Why do they do that? See? And then they refer to Joshua, right, as the Lord, even as the successor of Melchizedek. But then it's have him also under, right? Not under, but I'm not saying because they got a lot of those stories in there. It's like, you had a story in Daniel. I don't belabor this because this subject I'm gonna have to talk about when we take control of the NOI. But you got that story. You got stories like that in Daniel, where what's the name they call him? They call him Darius, right? He's the god there, right? And so they make a decree that everybody had to submit to him. As them pray, and Daniel refused to do it. And so the decree was, if you didn't do it, you had to be thrown into the lion's den. Now I can break that story down in more detail, but I'm not going to do it right now. And so he was thrown in the lion's den because he wouldn't worship the rise of Master Muhammad. He wouldn't do it. And Master Muhammad agreed with him because he was in distress. He found that David had broke that decree because they set David up. I mean, they said David. No, not David. They set Daniel up. Set him up. See? And so when he didn't do it, then he had received a punishment, which would be thrown in the lion's den to be destroyed. And so he refused to do it, so they threw him in the lion's den. And then when Darius heard about it, Master from heard it, he got angry and said, well, hold on, I didn't intend that to happen to David. I didn't intend that to happen to Daniel. Right? But he knew he couldn't go against his own decree. So he said he stood awake all night long. Right? Waiting all night long till morning come. And when the morning came, he rushed to the lion's den and said, David, Daniel, are you okay in here? Are you all right? What's that all about? What's that all about? See? So a lot of things, like I say, brothers and sisters, the sky's real cloudy now. Atmosphere's real cloudy. Your brains are so cloudy. And some of you are accepting the cloud. Maybe somebody trying to fight your way through the cloud. Well, I don't see too much evidence of that, but there may be. But that's what you're going to have to do. You got to fight through that cloud. On a clear day, you see forever. You got to fight through the clouds. You got to get the cloud out of the way, bro, because it's very cloudy. But let me talk about this. I need you to understand this clearly. See, and part of this is, like I said, I'm not getting too much feedback, so this helps me, right, to perfect my communication as much as possible, because I'm going to have to communicate this to the NOI in very clear terms. I don't have a long time to do it. But we talk about pressure, and I talk about pressure in the normal sense, right? I talk about how we experience pressure, how pressure, As the universe contracts or expands, as it expands, we lose energy, so we lose pressure. No. Energy, pressure is just energy in a closed space. You have so much energy and you close it, you got pressure. You start to close it more. The same amount of energy, get pressure increases because you're putting in a smaller space, right? That's what pressure is basically, short of it. But there's a quality pressure. And just like there's real pressure, right? But well, I don't say it was derived, but just, okay, let's just go, let's see what, no, let's deal with, okay, you need food. Now, it's so much, everybody's on the same amount of pressure, right? But somehow you're on an island and your food is cut off. So all of a sudden, this pressure builds up on the island. That's quality pressure. Because now it's only, you're going to be fighting each other for whatever food is left. See? That's control pressure, quality pressure. So in other words, you're under more pressure than anybody on the planet. See? So you say, well, because remember, if somebody take energy from you, you come back in another form. Okay, somebody steal $1,000 from you, then you're gonna get, you get $1,000 energy for another form. So it balances out. Unless you take from the gods, then you can't get it back in another form. That's another story altogether. I don't want to confuse anybody here, brothers and sisters. That's why we have the Arcos and the period of grace. Like, let me stay away. See, the problem is when I start talking, brothers, it's like it's so much there, and if I just go cut to the chase, then you get confused because now you see all these side things, and you say, well, what about this? What about that? You know what I'm saying? And displaying all of it would take a lot of time because you can see just that right there. So a lot of explanations need to be done. Displaying all the things I said on the side. But we're going to cut to the chase here. Right? Because like I said, if you leave energy, if somebody takes for you, it'll come back in another form. That's a fact. Except, and the personification of that, right, refuses to respond, then it won't come back to you because you have to get it back from that source. That's a whole new explanation here, brothers and sisters. I know it's confusing some of you, but I'll talk about it another time. I want to get to the point here. So now, everybody in the world is at peace, right? There's everybody in the world is at peace. And you're at peace. So your food got cut off, and now that's pressure island because everybody's fighting everything. Why? They're trying for food. Everybody's fighting each other, maybe camels, whatever. The pressure's built up over there. But everybody else in the world, I say, the pressure, everybody got the same amount of pressure. Everybody got the same amount of energy. Put that away. Everybody gets, let me qualify this. Put that away. Everybody gets the same amount of energy. But see, in a pressure chamber, it's pressure equal at all points unless you have a current. But see, it's a special case here. In the pressure field, there's pressure equal at every point. If it's not, there's a current. So the pressure is greater on one side and lower on the other side, there's a current that corrects it. Exactly when you deal with just normal pressure. But when you do a quality pressure, a whole different situation because you have to take it out of that context and say, okay, you got the people on the island. Now they're on the same amount of pressure as everybody else. But somehow you cut off their food. So now they fight with each other for food. That's an artificial type pressure. It's real. That's what I call artificial. It's like a secondary type pressure, like a quality pressure. Because you need food and you're going to fight for it. Right? So even if, okay, say for instance, you get $1,000 a day. And you need that $1,000 to pay your doctor bill to keep you alive. Okay, put it that way, right? Somebody take $1,000. So you get another $1,000 energy from another kind of point, but don't come the other way. Maybe because you meet some people you like, and it's $30,000 worth of friendship or $3,000 worth of clothing. But no, you need it for the quality you need for is to pay that bill to keep you alive. So you may get it that way, but that's not what you need. You need to pay this bill to get you alive. So it took $1,000. You need $1,000. That's what you got to pay the doctor every day. So he wants $1,000. He don't want anything else. So you get $1,000, 1,000 someplace else for other things. But so you need $1,000 for that. So you're gonna keep trying to fight to keep it $1,000, get doing other things to try to convert or whatever, because that's putting pressure on you. That's quality pressure. I don't know if I can say any simpler than that. It's quality pressure. See, because you need to take the eat again, right? Okay. Your food's cut off. So you get $100,000 a day. So you get $1,000 a day. So you buy $1,000 worth of food every day. So balance it, feed your family and everybody else, right? Then somehow somebody cut $1,000 off. So now you don't get that, but now, right, you maybe get $1,000 might give you some land or something. So you get good luck in that turn, but you need food. Yes, you need food. And if you didn't get that, all this other stuff, you may get $1,000, maybe you get $1,000 worth of gold or something. But you need food, get $1,000 of cash. But then you got that, you can't buy the food. You have to, in other words, this food you can't buy. They don't want money. It's cut off. Maybe there's a famine or something. Anyway, it's cut off. And so now you just get $1,000 a day for that, and now you're not getting that. You're getting $1,000 another way, but another way is not good. You need it for food. So you can make $1,000. They start getting $1,000 suits, right? $1,000 shoes, $1,000 diamonds. Yeah, but you can't eat that. That causes you all that pressure. That's quality pressure. You see? It's like quality energy. Now we're talking about quality energy, right? Now quality pressure, I just been talking about that recently with quality energy. I've been telling you that quite a bit in the past. I was saying like, right? The difference between a $1 million gold mine and a $1 million shit farm. That's quality energy. You go from 1,000, but you got the shit farm and he got the gold mine. But you don't want the shit farm. You want gold, but you can't put pressure on you because they force you to take that. That's the only way you can use your money, because they control the quality of your energy and they control the quality of pressure. And that's what's happening to us right now. That's why it says, guess what, we have a great substance, but you don't control that substance. See, because while as long as we're here, they control our pressure. So in other words, I talk about the electricity. They make sure that we don't ever make enough money or whatever, aside from the demons, right? To be comfortable. And so therefore, we got pressure in our communities. Some communities is become violent, like you see in Chicago. That's quality pressure. And the more they cut off, the greater the pressure is going to be. So they can say, okay, I want the pressure to be, I want the temperature to be 100 degrees. Say, cut off that much. I want it to be 200 degrees. Cut it even more. I lower it to 7 degrees. Or I cut a little less. See, how much food? Because they control how much money you make and everything else. So they control how much, right? So therefore, that's quality pressure. And so our people are under extreme pressure still with these people because they control, right, the quality of our pressure. Okay? Make sure we don't have enough to be comfortable, to be independent. And then when it comes to quality energy, same thing. Okay, yeah, you can work and you can get money, but you can't buy this, you can't buy that, you can't do this. So that's quality energy. So now you sitting around here smelling shit from a gold shit farm or something else, same amount of money for a gold mine. You see, or whatever. As long as we hear the devils, that's the way it's going to be. That's why I'm wondering, they say we leave have a great substance, because we have great substance. They just control it. They control our substance, control our wealth. You see? And the other side is a discipline. They make sure you stay undisciplined, right? So they can control, just control quantity, pressure, and quality, energy. It's just simple as that, but if you can understand it. And so what happens? See, Master Muhammad, he pulls a trigger, see, and destroys the economy, then this is broken. Because they have no ability to control your pressure and you control your energy anymore. Yeah, right? And then at that point, right? All of a sudden, you're under pressure, right? And your energy is all available to you. Now the problem is, what control you exercise over it? Because the devil's been in control of it. Now, do you know how to control it? Because are you going to control it for them? Some of us, once that happens, because it says throw the male sons into the river. See, you understand? Energy means that's war. So if Farrakhan telling you, hey man, if the devil's getting in trouble, use your energy to help them. So if they no longer have control over the quality of energy, quality of pressure, right? See, they still have control of your mind to some extent, right? So if you can still have their mind, they don't need to have direct control over these. You don't have to stop your food, tell what you can buy, whatever, because you can do that to yourself. Just like right now, you on autopilot with Christianity, all that stuff, autopilot. But all that stuff is against you, but you're doing it. So therefore, you're really helping Master, who hates you. You got your autopilot. Oh yeah, and you pass on to your children. Christianity represents rape, murder, theft, land, everything else. So you got to get your mind. And once you get your mind, then you got to get the knowledge, the discipline. See, discipline is something, right, that you're not born with. It's something you have the capability of. Like you're not born with strength. You are born with muscles, though, but you're not born with strength. So it's up to you whether you want to turn that, how much strength you turn those muscles in, if at all. See? So discipline, right? You have to apply it. They're teaching our people not to discipline, because discipline times energy, discipline times power is energy. I mean, discipline times pressure. Wait a minute, hold on. Discipline times pressure is power. So you don't have much power because you have very little discipline. See? So the devils control your power in their favor because they're controlling your pressure. Quality control, they're controlling your pressure. So they can have you do it in their favor against yourself. That's why a man was beating himself up. Beating himself up. Enemy mind. So I'm going to tell you things, like take the male and the female, for instance, right? Now I told you it takes energy for everything. I mean, nothing happens without energy, nothing happens without action, right? And action creates a reaction, right? So we lost the ability to have family, have a tribe, because it takes energy to have those bonds. I mean, everything. So we lost the bond, so we, lost control of ourselves, control our family, control our women, control, our husbands, everything. Because we were all the energy we had just to maintain our control of ourselves as best we could. Okay, understand it? So we lost the bond between the male and the female. All of it. So now that we're getting energy, the problem is we don't have quality control of it. So those things still exist because instead of using our energy to bring ourselves back together, control ourselves, build our nation and everything else, I use it for their benefit because they control it. Hey boy, see? So for instance, now, not too many things bug me. I mean, openly, but if these things does, I get bugged by certain things, right? I'm a human, whatever that means, right? But, like my wife, for instance, right? I love her. But she can really get me upset because she be telling me something, and I'm saying, in my mind's like, well, get to the point. And all this flowerism and stuff. I mean, the question is, does 5 equal 5? Well, 5 equals 4 plus 1. 5 equals 6 minus 1. 5 equals 2 plus 3. Does it equal 5? That's the way. She's going to put the flower on it. Because she's flower, she's beautiful. And she thinks that way. She's going to express it in a flowery way. I'm saying, get to the damn point. I'm saying to myself, I ain't going to say it to her. Get to the damn point. Is 5 equal 5? Well, yeah, but 5 equals 2 plus 3. 5 equals 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2. See, and why am I like that? You like that? Because those bonds of communication, bonds us together, we don't have enough energy for that anymore. We won't have energy for it, we don't have it now. So we got to understand male and female. They're trying to explain male and female relationships, our kind of concept I'm talking about. The male and female relationships right now is not that good. The same reason we don't have a nation, the same reason why we're all divided. It's the same thing because we don't have enough energy to overcome, right? A separation, a division. See? And the reason why we don't have enough energy to do it is because of quality, pressure, and quality. Because what these laws, these devils do, they put quality pressure and quality energy upon us, right? Based on quality. So therefore, we experience more pressure than anybody else on the planet. Because they come at from that point of view, you don't make sure you don't get enough food there. Make sure if they work at McDonald's, right, that they spend more energy working than they can purchase with the money we give them. You ever thought about that? Say, okay, you burning calories, ain't you? You was you burning maybe 1 million calories, right? Say, I'm throwing them out there, right? But they pay you enough to buy 100,000 calories. You think about that one? Do you ever make those calculations? You know what I'm saying? So they're ripping you off. So you're tired and everything all the time. You're working too hard to replace the calories you're burning. You don't see it like that. Man, I'm burning me. Oh, I'm gonna pay you. I'm gonna pay you a $500. I'm gonna pay you $40 an hour. See, and you burn 10,000 calories an hour. But for $40 an hour, right, all you can buy, right, is enough calories, right? Say, okay, you burn up 1,000, but you only purchase 500. So you're looking at that 40, but you ain't looking at how much you got to do for it and what it can purchase for you. And we don't understand those things. Oh man, he's making $40 an hour. Yeah, but is it profitable? He make $40 an hour. Say $50 an hour, right? What's that? That's $2,000 a week at $40. That'd be right. See, but you got a big family, right? And they require $3,000 worth of food every week. But you haven't calculated like that. See? And so then you can't provide it. So now you got all kinds of anxiety and stuff going on. You understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? I'm trying to make it clear as possible. This is what happens to us. Because you look at money, you don't understand what money is. Okay, you get money, but what can you purchase with that money? The value of what you can purchase. I mean, can you purchase a shit farm with it? Or are you limited to buying a shit farm? Or are you limited to borrow? You know, I don't go into much detail, but you know, like these foreigners, and this is a fact. When you go to the store, right, when they get stuff from the warehouses, they have a choice. They get Class A, Class B, Class C, and may have Class D. So in other words, say for instance, the stuff been sitting on the shelf for 6 months. So in other words, expiration date comes and due. So it's sitting there. So they say, okay, it's not A, this is not type A, this is type B. So the people at the store can buy B, which is less. They tell the quality. They can buy C, which is less, right? So you just think going to the store, I'm buying a box of rice, I'm buying some corn. But you don't understand, it may be inferior product. See, you pay the same price for it as the other ones, but it's an inferior product. See? So, like for instance, and maybe you might hold me guilty for this, but I hope you don't. But when the medicine was around, right? And beans that was it. Beans was king. So I was out selling papers and I ran this guy, right? He said, hey man, I got a warehouse full of beans. So I went over there and he gave me a whole big bag, 25 pounds, 30 pounds, maybe 50 pounds. I don't know, it was large. It's a long time ago. It was 40 years ago? But a real cheap price. So I can make some money off of this, right? And so, I was married at the time. So I go out, and I wasn't I'm not sure if I was a manager at the press, at the press at the time or not. Because for a while I just sold Muhammad Speak newspapers for a living. You say, how you do that? Well, I think you pay $25 cents for each paper, right? And what happened is you had to buy those papers in advance. You had to buy 300 a week. You had to sell 300. You had to buy 300 papers a week if you sold them or not. But you had to pay for them up front. Right? So I don't know how much. I think they charged about 10 cents a paper or something like that there, 15 cents. But you sold it for 25 cents, something like that. So just say, for instance, they charge 15 cents a piece for each paper, right? And so you had to buy 300 of them, right? You can sell 25, so you made money. And so, and I bought my 300. So you make different. I think you probably came out with $10, $15 right there, if you sort of hold 300 in your pocket. But, a lot of brothers, they buy them. They wouldn't sell them. They knew they had to buy them 300 to FOI. And so I hit on the back, hey, brother, if you don't want your papers, give them to me. And so then I had me another two, and I get full profit on those because I had to pay for them. So I was making a living. That's how I was paying my rent and everything, doing that for a while until I became a format Muhammad Speak newspaper, right? And so when I ran across that, man, I said, oh, wow, this is a blessing, right? I can make me some money this, because I'll sell these things for twice as much as I pay for them, these beans, and still be cheaper than what they're paying store, a lot cheaper. And bro, man, I was selling things like hotcakes. And then I found out why the guy was selling so cheap. Because what happens is that there's been a train wreck. If there's a train wreck, they can't sell that food for full price. Because it could be damaged something. This wasn't damaged. It was damaged to me, right? But that's what I got. So, and I kept selling because it looked okay to me. I didn't pass it on to the brothers. That's how I got it. So I don't know, was that wicked? Is that wrong? You know, maybe I don't. I didn't think so at the time. Like I said, I didn't expect. I made sure it was good stuff. It wasn't bad. I was eating it, right? So I felt like I wasn't going to take it. You know, where they say, you know, ran their own parade. Anyway, but anyway, like I'm saying. But the thing is, you can get, and so most in the black neighborhoods, they get third grade stuff, and you pay them top price for it. You see? And most of the foreigners do that all the time, but you don't know that. You see? That's controlling quality of your energy, that kind of stuff. They do all the time. So as long as we're here, that's going to be happening to us. So the thing is that now you're under more pressure than everybody else because of quality, right? So now you use more and more of your energy to overcome that problem, so you have less energy for bonding with your wife, bonding with your children, bonding with everybody else. So you have this right? This disconnect. So therefore you want to get right to the point, man. You ain't got energy to waste. Man, come on. You got energy to waste. So you very strict, very dogmatic, very, right, inflexible, because you have no choice. You have the energy to be relaxed, because you got to concentrate on everything to keep things going. And everybody, oh, look, he's so rigid. Yeah, but you're forced to that because quality pressure and quality energy, because they're controlling it. You see? Because they say, okay, you don't let enough food in there. Now, you got as much energy as they have, but the point is they control the quality. So, yeah, okay, now, we don't have enough food in the neighborhood. I got $10,000 in the bank. Yeah, but you can't eat $10,000. You got to eat food. So they won't let you buy any food with it. Or if you buy food, you buy the inferior food, so therefore people are sick and they're getting, it's inferior food and so forth. Now you may understand this, but that's exactly what's happening. So a lot of people under the normal pressure would be under. If that wasn't happening, right? Then we would be just. Forget about American dream, that kind of stuff. But we're under extreme pressure. It's quality pressure. And that we will always be under. That's why we have to leave out of here and go home, right? Because the pressure they're exposing is pressure is good for their reality, for their nature. But we go home, all of us, we applying pressure too, but it be our own nature, so therefore it'd be good for us. If the God apply pressure on you, it's going to be good for you, because it's just like me. I'm not going to take something that's going to poison my body unless I want to commit suicide. So I'm trying to eat the best foods if I got any sense, right? The whole body benefits from it because we're the same nature. See? But they're opposing nature. So they're like dogs and all these kind of things, right? We don't. That's a telltale right there. It's probably a demon. You love these dogs so much. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why we have to get away from them. So they don't have to, because that's why it says we will have great substance. We have that substance here, but how come we don't have substance? If we got great, say we leave our great substance, means we have to have it here. But how come we don't have it? We do have it, we don't have it, but they control the quality of it. Like I said, if you live in a public house, one of those big old, what they call them, 10 stories, 10, 20 people, whatever. Well, from a consequence point of view, man, you live in a mansion. And you got all your family and friends and everything there, and they got plenty of toilets and houses. Yeah, but do you feel like you're in a mansion? They control the quality of it. They got enough room. I mean, with the money they take to build that building, right? And all the land they got, couldn't they have built a separate house for everybody? Couldn't they? I mean, everybody got to have a bathroom, have a tub, have to have a bedroom, and all those things. So why would they have to build straight up? It costs more money to build straight up. Because they don't want you. They want to control the amount of land you have. We can't have that much land, and they want to control the quality of it. Because they could easily took and spread it out over 10 acres or whatever and give everybody small piece of land and their own house. You see? So they control the quality of it. So now you're all boomed up, and yeah, they may be all your same people, but they ain't acting like you. And then they be making noise and all the stuff that's going on. You ain't happy and everything in there. But as far as consequence is concerned, you got just as much as that guy living in a little house. You know. Now you live in a mansion, might even be better. You live in this big mansion. You got all your people here together. You got a tribe and everything, man. From the consequence point of view, I don't know if you get this point or not, brothers and sisters. So once we leave out of here, then that pressure automatically vanishes. That's how we can come together instantly. That's how you think a nation come together overnight like that? Come on. How do you think a nation come together like that overnight like that? There ain't something holding it down that's suddenly pulled off. They said to come together just like that. Why? Because when that dam breaks and their powder, the force quality on us is gone. Bam. Come together immediately. That shows there was some force that was keeping us apart. That was suddenly taken away. And you know what it is? Because it says once it didn't happen until their power is broken. So they was the ones that was special. And where's the power at? The power started to be broken over there in false Israel. That means they was the primary ones that's keeping us divided. Because once they were broken, their power suddenly come together. That shows you right now the power they have over us. Because it said we suddenly come together, suddenly, overnight, bam. That means we had the energy all the time. They had the quality control of it. And then it was broken. Our nature puts all that together. Huh? Then we got to be used to being together. Because once we come together, right, now we got to get used to being together. Used to start thinking. Used to that sister saying 5 is 3 plus 2. Because now we think it's beautiful, man. See how flowery she is? Right now, man, we put our makeup on, man. We got to go someplace. And that's, oh, man, she's so beautiful now, man. Because she look, you know what I'm saying? But our women don't need makeup. Why do you think they call it makeup? Yeah, that's what that was called it. Because it's a makeup for the ugliness they had. They call it makeup. We didn't use no, go back in history and see if any black women use any makeup, paint their face and all that kind of stuff. European stuff. They put earrings and stuff like that. But why would you want to cover up beauty? Unless you're trying to add beauty to it. They're trying to add beauty to it. You don't have it. You need it. And then you got, why you put lipstick? Because you're trying to have no lips. They had to paint them on. They were rude. You understand why? Because they had no color. So they painted them on. See what I'm saying? Women don't need that. In fact, makeup, it takes away that beauty because it covers it up. You understand, brothers and sisters? So we got all this. It says we have it now, but they control the quality of it. We leave our great substance. That's why Farrakhan don't want you to leave. Because first, if Farrakhan leave, then who's going to take care of him? Who's going to push his wheelchair for him? Who put money in his pocket? Because he's a leech. He's a parasite. Parasites do not want the host to leave. No, you can't leave because I'll die if you leave. Anyways, it don't make me lead a country. You saw the game was up. He said, well, I'm going to go over and she live off Master. Master, you going to live off me. They got to fight with each other. They're parasites. Grafted things are parasites. Grafted things are normally parasites because they are sense with nature. They are tuned with nature. They're grafted by definition. That means they have to live off a living thing. They live off, remember, they're grafted. So if they don't let the whole world around them grafted, they have to live off the real stuff. Because they can't produce anything. I think I said enough on that, bro. I hope you understand. I keep on talking around over and over again, right? But This is connect what's happening right now. Because that's what I'm trying to get you to connect these dots to see how this stuff fits together, the beauty of the engine. Because there's no contradictions. And every time you bring something, you think, they look at it, if I know it has more, it has more quality to it, it has more beauty to it, has more texture, more definition. And then when you add math verifies it too. Just like this. It tells you, oh, the nation. It don't tell you the math of it. It just says, oh, he prophesied, and then all of a sudden, they came together overnight, just like instantly. So, well, then you put the math to it. I just put the math to it. I says, because there's a pressure was holding it down, and once that brick was broken, they come together. That's the math of it. The math said the same thing. That's exactly what happened mathematically. So you can look at the mathematics and get more information. It doesn't happen until you break false Israel. So they was mainly responsible. They say we had nothing to do with it, but we know about Daniel and the brass ring and the iron ring. See what I'm saying? So you see the connection. Then we got to understand what's going on now, so we let people know how that impacts us right now. Because right now, false Israel is responsible to keep us all divided. And the devil's in cahoots with them because they one way they do it. I told you, like I showed you about how electricity works. Make sure we don't have enough. So that increases the pressure on us. And it has a twofold situation because now we fight with each other for resources, right? But then we don't have enough energy to bond with each other. So it's two things. So we fight each other for resources, but then we can't bond each other. And when we broken families, broken divorce and everything else, and beating up on women and all that kind of stuff. See? Because we don't have enough energy to bond. Because all the energy is used to try to overcome the fact we don't have enough energy, enough food, or whatever they hold. In other words, the nature of what they hold back tells you the reaction they want. The reaction they want. What they hold back tells you the reaction they want. They hold back food, right? Then they know, you're going to fight for food because you need energy. They hold back your ability to buy to buy things, the ability to buy a house, right? You don't have enough credit. Remember, they control these things. No, you can't buy this. You can't buy a gold mine, but you can buy a shit farm. Now you smell shit all the time, and you're upset about that. So right there, right? So you're not happy. So and your wife ain't happy either, but she always smells stuff either. So you see what I'm saying? What if you buy something, you buy something inferior? Okay, you can buy the house, you can buy it right now, you can buy over there, or you can buy it over there in Negro button land, right? Everybody's got ghetto blasters and everything else. You understand? Remember Jim Crow, that kind of stuff? That was out and open. They still have it. And so therefore, because these things, you're trying to overcome these things, you use energy to overcome these things, you have enough energy for bonding, energy for our nation to come together. But the greater thing is, the point is that you see, if it tells you, read between the lines, bro, this is the backstory. If it's telling you that once false Israel goes down, we suddenly come together, what's the backstory? The backstory was they was the ones that keep us apart. And then you can go and look more deep and say, why was they doing it? What levers of power they have? But they was the one who was most responsible. They was primarily responsible. And that was they responsible too, but they was primarily responsible. Because it doesn't say when they was destroyed, you came together. No. Remember, every Ancient of Days, right? They came together, and then the beast was destroyed. So it wasn't the beast that was the primary thing holding you back. It was false Israel was the primary, just holding you. Whatever they was doing was keeping you divided. And they was applying quality pressure. That don't mean they needed pressure to do that. Remember, quality pressure, that's a whole different thing altogether. Because what it is that they have controls of resources. They have control of the resource of America. They say, okay, I'll let you have this. Remember the story about aborting the babies and throwing the male babies in the river? They have the government. They control the government. The government controls all the resources. They say, okay, we ain't gonna allow them to have this. We're gonna allow them to have that. That means they put pressure on you when you try to get something that your nature. They stir your nature and say, oh, we this one. Like for instance, you say, well, birds love worms. Oh, what they do, huh? Let's cut the worms out. See, then you put pressure on the birds alone. So they stir you, say they know exactly. They study 40 years. They know exactly what we need. Based on their studying of us, so they know what to control, and they know what reaction they're going to get. And they got it down to a science. But you don't know it. They hide it from you. That's one of the reasons why they keep you locked up in certain neighborhoods. So therefore, they control exactly what comes in and what goes out. See? One small example here, right? Okay. When you go to prison, if you go to prison, right? I mean, they had me in jail once, right? A person go to prison. Now, see, man, if you do 10 years, that should be, you come out, you should be clean. I mean, you serve your time, right? That should be, oh, no, you got a record. And if you got a record, that means Harvey get a job. Like I said, remember, right there, that's control your resource right there. Because now you limit to what you can do. Right there, you're under extreme pressure right there just from having a record. Because you limit to what you can do. Your nature's limited. And then what do? They put you back in the black neighborhood because you ain't getting a white neighborhood. And so now you limited. And so now you're going to be putting more pressure because you got to sell drugs, you got to steal, you got to beat and everything to get what you need because you can't go get a job, you can't do these things. You see what I'm saying? They do that purposely. That's another form of putting quality pressure on you. Put you back in the neighborhood because they do it on purpose. Now you got these felons and stuff in there. What are they going to do? They want to live. Then you get mad at them, and you don't want to vote, but that's crap that happened to begin with. That's perpetuating the bullshit. You see how the repeating circle, revolving circle there? Now I'm just giving you some hints, but if you look into it, you see what I'm trying to tell you about quality pressure, quality energy. Let me move on, brothers. I said I would keep it short, and I already see I'm already blowing that real fast. Make sure nobody's call me saying they can't hear me. Then I'm gonna say anything. You understand, brothers and sisters? No. Ooh, why did that happen? I'm trying to get a little basic understanding how they do it. They do it on purpose, put you back in the community because they know it's going to cause disruption and increase the pressure in the community because you got these people right now. By definition, their energy and pressure is controlled. They ain't getting as much as they can get because they felons. So now they gotta still want to live, and they're gonna sit back and say, "Well, I can't. I'm gonna starve." So they know they're gonna be back in prison again, and so forth, so on. And then when you're in prison, what? They control the quality right there. So what? You can't have any women if you're a man. That put pressure on you, social pressure, doesn't it? And what happens then? Now you start preying on other men, right? See, now you wasn't gave when you went in, you still probably ain't, but right? But you don't have enough discipline to discipline yourself, so now, right, you're doing other men. That's quality pressure again. They're forcing on our community. So now you come out, right? Now you come out all twisted. Who did that? Maybe we use innocent when we all anyway. They had no, from my point of view, they had no ability to prosecute anything. We didn't ask to come over here, but they do it. And when they put you in, look, that's a extreme example of quality pressure and quality energy. Okay? Because here you were 21 years old and all your hormones and everything blazing test, and then they put you in a situation where they cut you off from that. Then what you gonna do? And you don't have the discipline to. Even if you did have discipline, still that's a hard one, ain't it? You look at 10, 15 years. These are the little. I tell you, I'm just giving you little hints here. That's quality pressure and quality. And they apply on us. And once we're out of here, suddenly we come to, once the sills go down, suddenly we come together. And once we come together, right, all that pressure immediately vanishes, all of it. Like, you feel like, oh man, like somebody's lifted 10,000 pounds off of you. How does it happen? Because it was 10,000 pounds. It was quality pressure on you. It's gone. So now you come together and you're a huge army. You're ready to kick ass. Everything else, man, you fired up. Black and I'm proud, all that. When a minute ago, man, you was like, oh, man, I don't know if you're getting the point here, brothers and sisters. So when fire kind them clowns turn, hey, man, we ain't going nowhere, because they part of this. They living on for you. You got stupid silence. Hey, man, we want reparations, and we want quality. We want to be treated equally. Oh, wait, hold on. See that whole situation is bullshit. Because if you got to ask somebody to treat you right, that means they have control of how they treat you. I mean, you don't have no control of that thing. So you still their pet. All right, devil. I want you to treat me equal. No, first of all, I don't want to be equal to a pig. But then a quad might be equal. I know who I am. I know who you are. I'm going to compare my equality to yours. You don't tell me you can give me rights. If you got to give me rights, that means you could take them back. You understand, brothers and sisters? I think I said enough along this. That's why we got the promised land, brothers and sisters. We got to get the hell out of here, because that's the kind of pressure we're under right now, and the extreme pressure. That's why people acting all messed up and everything, because they're under abnormal pressure, quality energy that the devils are controlling, that's putting that normal pressure on us. See? Quality. Because they control our energy. What we get and what we don't get. And make sure we don't get enough. Like I said, and as far as electricity concerned, that means you end up in prison and jail, because they know you're going to break the law. If they know you put you out of prison and know you can't get a job and everything else, all you got to do is sit around and wait. All you got to sit around and wait. What you going to do? All you got to do is sit and wait on your ass. Right? They know what you're going to do. You're going to steal, you're going to do something, unless you're going to commit suicide. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Okay, we're back this again, brothers and sisters. I'm going to talk about this just a little bit. See, actually, let me do this. And then, see here. Oh, no, nope, not that one. There you go. Okay. Okay. And let me do this. Now, I think, I don't know if you can see this or not. Yeah, it might work. Okay, brothers and sisters. Now, this 76 years, it took a long time to figure this one out, right? But it said they had 76 years, and this is it. So in my calculation, right, this war has to start this month. It might start September. It can start in September, because the fleeing won't take place in the winter. It won't take place on September, but it can take place in October, November. That's why it has highlighted like that. And let me just, 76 years. Mm-hmm. They said how long it would take. Let me just go on. From May 1948 to 2024, that's 76 years. 76 years. Now, what it says about that? See, it says, I heard one saint speak to another as saint, and that certain saint would speak how long would be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice. And think about that sacrifice means that's carve, you understand, but the daily sacrifice represents our sacrifice of 400 years. Right? The sacrificing of Isaac. If you want to take that away, right? Because remember, he was a sacrifice. He was sacrifice. And it was daily. Right? And the transgression, and there's a transgression that takes place during this time. A transgression that's bad, that causes desolation, that causes destruction. Someone is making a transgression. I mean, but so science says, do not trespass. It means transgression means you taking something or doing something you ain't supposed to be doing, going to place you ain't supposed to be going. It's a transgression, right? Of desolation. And it's a violent one. It's a transgression, right? You taking something or you going somewhere, and it's a violent one, desolation. To give both the sanctuary, and there's a place, sanctuary is a place, and the people of that place. Now we know sanctuary meant Jerusalem and the Palestinians, that area. And the host of that, the people of it, the Palestinians. And so they would be trampled underfoot, both, by somebody, by a transgression. Now we know exactly what happened. 1948, false Jews came near, they took control of the land and the people. And it's not theirs. I mean, that's pretty simple when you think about it. It just took me a long time to understand the daily sacrifice. What they was talking about daily sacrifice. But once I kind of kicked myself in the butt. I said, well, I should have saw, how come I see that one? I didn't. Years before, I finally put that one together. Right? This is not easy stuff, brothers. And to give both sanctuary and so he says to me it'd be 2,300 days. So if you break that down, that's 76 years. See, you 2,300 divided by 30, right? Will give you 76.6. So if that will put you from 1948 to that put you this year. This year, right? Now, when you say this year, right? Let me do this way. Better do it this way, right? Hold on, brothers, just for a second here. Okay, do it that way. Okay. So we know that we understand. I've explained that September is the seventh month of the year because March is the first month of the year, it's the first day of spring. That's universally accepted. I'm not going to go into detail, but that be the Sabbath. So it wouldn't be on the Sabbath because you have to flee. You wouldn't flee on the Sabbath. You wouldn't flee in the winter. Winter starts in December. So the only thing you got left is October, November. If you're talking about this year, because you can't be talking about March, because that's next year. That'd be 2025. So you got to eliminate those. You got to eliminate anything that happens after March. If we say March the first of the year, you got to eliminate all this. Because that would be in 2025 if we use the March the first of the year. But then December, January, February, right? Those are out because that's the winter. And September's out, that's Sabbath. So only time they get the free time has to be in October, November. Right? Now the war can start. The war can start in August. Or it can start in September. I'm thinking it's going to start in August. It's going to start this month. Because if you ever see a time like this, all of a sudden, there's a war is expected. A big war. Between this year and God made God the Antichrist and the Sunni. Exactly what it says. War broke out in heaven. War broke out first, then Michael's angels. It says Michael's angels, that's a ship. Right? against the dragon, against angels, God, Magog, and the Antichrist, and House of because now they say House of Sodom is on their side. People said for years, when I told them years ago, oh man, it's on their side. Because they said if missiles fly over from Iran, they'd knock them down. I told you. See? So I'm saying any day now, because they're saying they expect to happen last week. They expect to happen any day now. They're actually saying it. They said this war right here, and you actually, if when this war happens, depends who the victor is. America's in trouble either way, because Iran's the victor. They control the whole Middle East. That means America's in trouble because of oil. They'd be cut off, and if they got oil, they wouldn't get the cheap prices Saudi Arabia was giving them. It says it's $100 a barrel or whatever. They might pay $5 a barrel, whatever. If they even give it to them at all, but they're gonna cut them off altogether. If false Israel, I explained that. If false Israel wins, right, defeats Iran, they can take over the whole Middle East because nothing's stopping them. Only stops them. Then they got control of the Middle East. And the devils and the Christians and the devils, Christians and Jews, been at each other's throat for 2,000 years. 2,000 years. They still hate each other. But the point is, they got us as the common enemy. They got to take care of us. And false Israel knows that once they get rid of us, they're going to turn back on them again. So they got to get as much power as they can to prevent that. If they can take over the Middle East, they have it. Because now America's on its knees to them. Now the Jews have the power. Because America's going to need their oil, and they have control of it. Because if they get America to take out Iran, they will have control of the Middle East. Because nothing in the Middle East, except maybe Turkey, can stop them. And Turkey's NATO. So there's nothing in the Middle East, and Turkey's not Arabs anyway. There's nothing in the Middle East that can stop them. Saudi Arabia can't stop them. House of Saud. Right? And Iraq, most of them are Shia. Right? See? But Iraq itself is controlled, right? Iraq by itself cannot stop them. If they're mostly Shia, remember, if Iran is going, they're going too. Because they take Iran, take out all the Shia. That means, right? Iraq cannot stop them. Jordan cannot stop them. Lebanon cannot stop them. None can stop them taking over the Middle East. Only Iran. If Iran's out of the picture, they got it. So now they got America on its knees. Either way, America loses. So America's right now at a quandary. Or because as far as this was pushing them to take out Iran. And they said, well, man, I don't know. Well, all the time to make plans to get rid of you. And false Israel knows if they get rid of you before they get rid of Iran, then they're going to get rid of they don't have no reason for them anymore. And so they're going to leave them to the enemies. I'm not going to go into more detail about this on this, but I'm trying to get it back, trying to understand what's going on in the world today. See? And so what this war means, that's the point. What this war means, what's the impact? I told you, this Hamas from Muhammad and the Shia move on false Israel, that breaks that quality pressure they had on us. Bam, we unite overnight. That's what it says. When that happens, unite overnight. That means they was the ones that were responsible for it. Come together overnight. See? It means there was some force holding us back. Yeah? And then that's one thing. The other thing is, right, who wins? Either way, America's in trouble. So when that happens, and then if it happens like I just said, which will happen, false Israel goes down, we come together. Right? That means economic collapse. Because now America's resources, the sole source, the fuel is gone. That's what it says. That's the mathematics of that collapse overnight. Shock of the hour. See? And it tells you right here. So it's telling you that to flee, that means that's to attack us. Because they want to prevent all of this. And they know we at the root of it. How do they know we at the root of it? Because false Israel set to keep us down. Well, 748. They was the transgressors because they weren't supposed to be. They were set there. And so when they're gone, that means the force that holds down is gone. And if we come together as a great army, that's their fear. That if we came together and war broke out, then we'll fight against them and then lead the country. So that was their greatest fear. It says that. So in other words, what impact would it have? If wins that war, they take our forces, we come together immediately, but they don't want that. And they're defeated at the same time. So they say, attack them immediately, destroy them. They have no choice. He said, let's all come together, attack them immediately. Alert, national security alert, with national security threat. Instantly. It's talking about your next door neighbors. They have to send out, and that means you're not to an army, and because you have time. They're talking about your next door neighbors. See how it's coming together, brothers and sisters? And we're talking about, what time frame we're talking about? We're talking about you're going to be fleeing sometime between October and November. But the war between Michael's angels and everything, I'm saying it's going to happen any day now, before the end of the month. It could happen in September. So how long is it going to last? I think it will happen then, because that will give me at least a month to prepare the NOI for tribulation, because you can't do it in one day. So you put all these things together, you say, yeah, well, that must be it then. Because I probably need more than that, but at least a month. Maybe 2 months if they flee in October. Because remember, he also got to be. It says he got to warn them to flee before they attacked. And the war is going on, and so when he comes in Exodus, put it all together, it's a war's going on, but there's no violent victory or defeat. So in other words, he has to come in and do this, right, while they're at war. Right? It's said by the demons at the same time. So that'll probably be in September, around September, right? So the war starts, and he probably has control of the NOI in September, early September. Maybe at the end of August. As soon as the war breaks out, it's going to be very close. See how these pieces put together, brothers and sisters? Right? They come together instantly. See? He prepares them. And the economy collapses immediately. Why? Because you see how these come together? Because they just got defeated. See? And then they're attacking. See? So they be attacking sometime between October and November. That means that's at the same time the attacks when you're going to come together. See? And right after that, that's the time Armageddon will start. So October, November is going to be some big months. September also, but like I said, September, you won't be fleeing then. But from your point of view, October, November, that's going to be very hot for you because that's the time that you're going to come together. Understand, brothers and sisters? Let me see a couple more things and I'll move on. What you're seeing right now is history in reverse. See, because who was the last transgressor? Remember, the devils, they took this land, they were transgressors. It took Hawaii, it took Australia, it took Canada, all these. And what's the last transgression that took place? False Israel taking Palestine, moving to heaven took Palestine. That's the last transgression. So what would be the first transgression that would be destroyed? Roll back to in reverse, backfire. And America right behind it. So forth. So no. Yeah. I was going to bring in, but I'm going to leave that. You understand? It's rolling back. So if you understand history, you can almost tell just from that who's what, and consequence going to get them. They're damn broke. Because again, remember, at the same time, now all of a sudden you got control. You come together, but also you come control great wealth. Because now they don't have control. Because remember, once the sources, their power is broken. So they have no power for you no more. So now it's up to you. You come together, right? It's not. Remember, you come together. That's not good enough. Just coming together. It's like you waking up from a coma. Now you got to start getting exercise and getting your muscles back and everything together. So now you got to go through the process of bonding. And that's what tribulation is all about. You got to bond. brothers sisters got a bond with sisters. They got to see sisters equal. They got a bond, right? See? Understand each other, right? Because what's that? That's harsh. That's harsh. We bond together. That's what harsh. We bond together in peace. We totally bond together. So everything's right and see. The heart's in the right place. The lungs in the right place. The eyes in the right place. Everything's in the right place. Everybody, the body comes together. Right now, we're like a Frankenstein. Got a foot up here and a head down there and a toe over here and over here. Right? Come together. Beautiful body. See, that's harsh. Am I making it clear enough for you, brothers and sisters? Or take this Frankenstein body and put it back together. Right? Don Juan, or maybe I shouldn't be using it. You understand what I'm saying? See, because now you're going to have the energy, but you need the discipline to put the energy together. The perfect form. So you come out there, God. Wash your blood, robes and blood of the land, climb to gods. Right? Gold. I say he purify you. See? Because now you got a bond. And that's what the truth is, a bond. And you'll be kicking ass all the way. Because remember, once you start this, turn that discipline on, there's nothing they can do to on, because now you got power that you didn't have before. Because now you don't have any power because they took discipline away from you. Now you turn that power on, bam, and they can't touch you. And you tearing this country apart, you kicking it. Because who's going to be doing them as done to you? That means you'll be tearing this. You're going to be doing 500 years of kicking ass. You're going to be putting in 1 year. You'll be whooping ass. And you're going to be taking prisoners. You're going to take a lot of these devils out here with you. Right? Because they belong to you. I explain all of that. Right? They're your servants. Hope you understand. Let me go on something else. I'm going to close out. I know I've been here. Yep. I know I can't keep this short. I need to stop lying to myself, bouncers. I need to stop doing it. That boy's a big liar. He said that, but he's a big liar, boy. Yeah, I can't say nothing. Guilty as charged. I guess I tell everybody you got to try hard. I guess I ain't trying hard enough. All right. Okay, here you go. I'm just going to quote everything. For we heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. See? It's going to be trembling. They trying to tell her, oh, we're going to have peace, and Kamala, we're going to do it. They ain't going to do a goddamn thing. So they trying to say, well, they're going to try to get her, get Biden peace or whatever, so they can make her president before she becomes president, all this bullshit. You know, Elijah, the last person. Now, I had to rethink that one again. Because I remember Elijah Muhammad, he didn't tell us directly, but he had Mr. Yusuf Shah come and tell us, after FY meetings after the public left. I'm pretty sure it was on a Wednesday night. It might have been on Thursday, Friday night, but I'm pretty sure it was on Wednesday night. And this happened several times, right? He comes and says, the messenger told me to tell you directly, the last president will be black. Now, I'm pretty sure he said black man. Now I have to go back and I don't know for sure, but I know he said black. And I start questioning myself because I always assumed, and I don't know if I was assuming, that he said black man. And so therefore I got in that trouble about the Jonah going out to sea and all that stuff with Obama. Because he's a black man, and I told everybody. And and so I said, that's what Elijah, that's the whole story. That's the whole story behind that. Right? But if he said black, and they pull off what they're trying to pull off, that mean Kamala, but she ain't really black, did she? So maybe I'm okay here. I mean, she's black tone, but she's an Indian anyway. Forget it. Maybe just forget I even talked about it. Right? Because it doesn't matter. Because I don't see America surviving. The election in November? I don't think they'll be thinking about the election in November. Oh, okay, that's the whole story. We heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. As now in sea, where the man is never in labor with child. Why do I see every man with his hands on his lions, like a woman laboring, all faces turn pale? That means, it says every man. It says fear. Fear is going to get ready to grasp this country. Not you. You're going to be panicked and for a moment until you get your footing. Once you get your footing and turn discipline on, because remember, you can turn discipline on overnight. Remember, Master Power said he can put you in heaven overnight. You can turn discipline overnight. As soon as you turn on, that power starts, starts. And the more you do it, the greater that power becomes. But as soon as you turn power on, you're more powerful than them. As soon as you turn discipline on, because remember, the problem is their discipline's almost all gone. So when you turn on, any discipline you got, it's no more than theirs. And every day you get stronger and stronger and stronger, more powerful. And they can't harm you at all. See? But it says they're going to be in fear and trembling. Man's heart's failing for fear. Those things come. That's a great fear going to come upon them like you can't imagine. There could be massive heart attacks. All this country people and if they could drive, you wouldn't want to be driving. Because people are going to have heart attacks while they're driving. A lot of people during COVID died in car accidents because people just collapsing, going into strokes and everything else from taking those shots while they was driving. They're going to stroke on something, boom, they're running somebody. It's no story. I heard a voice of trembling, of fear, not of peace. That means a war. Well, the men, I said, those SEALs, all these great heroes and then they got, they said every man gonna be scared to death. When you rise up, they're gonna be scared to death. And their face turn pale. We can't get pale, can we? That's another hint right there. When they're pale, that means all the blood, so much fear, blood just rushes out of their heads. It's pale, they're scared to death. That day is great. There's none that's like it. That means that's time unprecedented trouble is happening. And it's time of Jacob's trouble. But he shall be saved out. That's when the elect and pulled out there. You understand? This is what it's going to be like. But the Suleimans here to get you so you understand. So you try to discipline on. And hopefully, if these prophets get themselves together, they'll be there to help you do that. See, if they get themselves together, the time is running out. Maybe they'll get like the bill said, 911. Therefore, all those who devour you shall be devoured. See, who's devouring you? Who's going to devour them? You're going to still be here. Right? So you'll be not eating them. You'll be destroying them. Those destroying you, you'll be destroying them. You're going to get your vengeance on them personally. You're going to get your vengeance on them personally during the tribulation. That's what it's telling you. Doing them is done to you. So you don't get that because you're the ones that are going to be doing here. You'll be doing vengeance on them. And they ain't nothing damn thing they can do about it. Like I said, everything they do will backfire. So they run from the bear, run to the lion. They run from the lion, run to a snake. Those who plunder you shall plunder. He said, you're going to do it. They're the ones plundered you. See? So what do you mean? All their gold or silver thing, they're going to throw it, it's going to be worthless. But you're going to take all that stuff with you. All the gold and silver and all that stuff, that's yours. You're going to plunder them. See? And all those who prey upon you, I will make a prey. See? So, right? In other words, the wolves become the lambs. Now the wolves are eating the lambs. In other words, wolves become the lambs, right? See? So now they're the prey. For I will restore health to you and heal you of your wounds. See? Restore, because all that pressure, you're going to immediately, just overnight, heal up. Overnight. See? Because that's the pressure on you right now. You're suffering from diabetes and all these kind of things right now. Because that pressure they apply on you just going to be removed overnight. Overnight. That's what I said. It says he got healing in his wings. See, that's what you can't understand. You never seen anything like that before. See, they put that, like I said, you take a flower, and it's wilted. Because it's not getting no sunlight, no fertilizer, no water. And then you pour water on it, and you turn around a few minutes later, things look like it was, how did it happen? Because I tell you, wilting. You're not some old age and stuff. So right now, it's like you see a person strained because they got pressure on them. And once the pressure moves, they stand up and vigor because they don't have to carry that pressure anymore. See, because you don't understand the nature of what they're doing to us. You think this is normal life. No. It says he ride with healing in his wings. That means it's going to happen overnight. And what the stuff you're suffering is because what forces was doing. Once that power broke, all of a sudden you come together. If I restore your health, heal your wounds, Lord, because they'd have called you an outcast saying, this is Zion. No one's called you an outcast saying, this is Zion, who seeks her. Let's move on to the next verse. Says, I'm going to close. For then it shall come to pass in that day, says the Lord of hosts, I'll break his yoke from your neck. Did you get it? That the yoke, their yoke is what's keeping us enslaved. You put a yoke on a horse, you put a yoke on a cow. Right now, you can't do anything. You turn him into a workhorse. And that yoke is the pressures on us. And it's going to be removed. That's what they call a yoke here. See, and see, from your neck, it will burst your body, burst. It's saying you're going to release, burst suddenly. Foreigners will no more enslave them. You won't be a slave anymore, right? Suddenly, that yoke is broken, burst. So now all of a sudden you stand, oh man, come together. Healing. What happened to that brother? He was bent over yesterday. Look at him. He's like he's 20 years old. I'm not saying you're restored immediately to that extent, but at the beginning of it, you will realize it there. But they shall serve their God and David their king. Wait a minute. There's two people there. Serve the Lord their God. Who's that? And David their king. So Matt's from they call him the king. Well, I raised up and who's the God? Who's the Lord? Who's God there? We'll talk about that some other time. Right now, we need to get home. We'll about that when we get home. Because right now, Master Muhammad is the one you need to be concerned about. Right? Okay. Therefore, do not fear, O my servant Jacob, says the Lord, nor be dismayed, O Israel. Behold, I will save you from afar, your seed from the land of their captivity. Oh, we ain't going nowhere. Say Farrakhan. Oh, God's a liar, I guess, right? You'll see from land, right? I will save you from afar. I'm gonna bring you out of here. Jacob shall return. That means going back to where you came from and have rest and be quiet. And no one shall make him afraid. No fear for us, none. For I am with you, says the Lord, to save you. God, he's to keep his promise. Keep his promise, right? That I will make a full end of all the nations. Remember I told you when that dam breaks? Because that pressure is so great. Don't bother you because you stood that pressure. That pressure transformed you. That pressure don't mean anything to you. It's that pressure so great, those that found it. It's a whirlwind, and no one else can withstand it. And it just blows them all away. The devil's first blows them all away. That's what it says. Where I will scatter you, I shall make a full end of all the nations where I have scattered you. All the nations that have scattered you. I will make a complete end, and I will not make a complete end of you. I will correct you in justice, and I will not let you go together together unpunished. And see, this is where you got to be very careful again, because we got a sealed Bible, unsealed Bible. Now, sealed Bible says was being punished, was supposed to be slaves forever. But the unsealed Bible says no, right? That's those keep their garments. You're not punished for anything, because you made the sacrifice, you submitted. So you be careful here. So when they talk about being unpunished, they ain't talking about we were sinful and everything. They talking about, right, get us back together. Correcting us, because their punishment is for us, correct you, to put us back together like we were. See? It's an altogether unpunished. That means you're going to be perfectly, you're going to be totally corrected. It might seem like a punishment to some, right? See, but I will correct you in justice. It says it right there. Will correct you in justice, and I will not let you go altogether unpunished. That's almost like you don't need this if you say the first part. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I said, brothers and sisters, you know about this already. I'm close. I'm going to see how much time I spent. I know I broke my word again. So we're not going to talk. I'm going to let it stop here, brothers and sisters. We talked about this before, right? That's your discipline right there. 5 pillars. That took away from you. That's the covenant. Okay, brothers, just hope that well, I've tried to put all these things together. This is what's happening right now. I'm trying to understand this process, what's going on here, right? So I try to put all these scriptures together. I mean, there's some of them, but when you look at all the scriptures, all of them just add more detail. Like I said, each one, every time you open up a verse, just add more detail. They all hang together. It all fits in together. More beautiful. So I hope I expand this some more on today so you understand a little better, right? Understand what they're doing and why we got to leave and why we got to put down false, fake, right? Whatever because of Jesus Farrakhan. Oh, that's incredible. That guy's incredible, ain't he? See? How in the world did he get there? Because that people, right? They don't want to think. Part of it don't want to think because it's too hard. Why? The reason that is because quality pressure. Because he's got to spend so much time just trying to keep alive, trying to maintain themselves, trying to, the felons trying to keep food, kind of eat, stay out of jail and all this stuff, right? Right? So all their brain power is used to deal with that. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you got so much brain power. So they got your brain power to depend on distractions. Food on the table, divorce, all, children, all the stuff they do to keep you totally, and your mind's concentrated on trying to do those things. How you going to take and study the angel? How you going to study those things? You got to make a dramatic, you got to just throw that stuff out the window and just say, I'm going to concentrate on it. And I don't care what happened to other stuff. That's what I did. I lost my family, I lost everything. If I couldn't have both, if I tried to keep that, I wouldn't be able to get the angel. I had to give my angel 100%. You see what I'm saying? You get the idea now? That's the whole idea. To keep you so distracted that you won't see righteousness, you won't see Suleiman, the messenger of the covenant, you won't see the angel, you won't see any of that. Because you're so busy. Remember how it says in scripture, those who are concerned with this world's life, are bound to, I forget the word they use, right? But that's what we do. That's quality pressure, quality energy, right? So you so busy because they keep it, so you have to concentrate on how to get these things when they make it difficult for you to get. Difficult for you to get food. And then you got to work so hard, and then you have no money to buy enough energy, the calories that you already spent. And what kind of, so you concentrate on how to day-to-day living. That's survival. That's not thinking. And so you don't have the luxury to sit down and start thinking about the future, thinking about what's happening around you, all that stuff. No. Man, I got to get this job, man. Boss, he's hard on me, man. And I got to get this stuff done. And then, right, then you finish, man. I'm tired, man. I got to go home, man. I got to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning again, man. Go and get me something to eat, man. And I'm going to bed. And I got to get up in the morning back out there. How you got time to even think about anything? How you got time? That's what they do. They do it even more now. To make sure you don't hear this mess. If you hear it, you ain't got time to be building with it. They do it with our sisters too. They got our sisters out putting our sisters to work. Remember, they wouldn't even let their own women work in the past. What, before the civil rights movement? Right? Women stayed at home, took care of their family. They don't want you doing that now because you might start thinking. So you got to get out and work. Then make sure a man ain't around. So now you definitely got to work now. You don't understand all these things happening to keep your mind, to control your mind, to keep the mind they gave you and keep it intact. So you don't get rid of it. So you beat yourself up. Quality control, quality power, quality energy. So how's our brother and sister going to pay attention to angel when they got time to do it? And some of those people with me, right, they got families and everything else. And I know they can't give 100%. They said they can't give 100%. That's why what Jesus said. He said, if you want to be with me, you got to give your mother, father, everybody. He said it right there. And that's what I did. Or you and I would become you now with the angel. I gave it all up. My family, my children had nothing to do with me. I haven't fed anything. Everybody disown me. I don't care. 'Cause that's what it took. That's how I was living in a mini mansion. I mean, you know, I'm still doing okay. Still got to live. And they tell me I got to starve to death. That don't work. I wouldn't work with it. See? But now all my focus is the angel, and anything I need help me support me to get the angel. Like I have to go to the gym every day to make sure I stay in good shape. Because I know a battle is coming. I can't lead an army in a wheelchair, Farrakhan. So everything I do is to keep that together. Because I know it's about to happen. And I don't worry about other stuff. If you ain't with me, you're against me. And that's one thing I have against people with me, because I feel like sometimes they distract me, and if I feel like that's just too much, I just have to let them go. Because this is primary, and it takes everything you got to get it. 30 years of total sacrifice to get what's coming to you that you might think is easy. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I try to put it all together for you, right? We got to get out of here, because right now they have quality control, right? Now I broke their quality control over me. You know, the root of it. They still have some, because I'm still here. They had some over Master Muhammad. He had to eat. They threw him in jail and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know if you know that. They threw Master Muhammad in jail. Right? I don't know if you know about that or not. Right? But the root of it, I done broke that. Right? I gave everything that I could be given up, right, and still maintain a quality of life that would allow me to continue doing this. I mean, if I didn't, right, I'm not homeless. And I gave everything. I'm homeless. How can I get this mess to you out here in the street? Well, put a sign up. Yeah, but the bare minimum. I think I posted something the other day about how people, they spend all this money on this furniture and all that kind of stuff. It's not functional. They waste money doing it because that's the devil tells them. When you can do things that's very simple and dysfunctional, and it's even better. Because you get hung up in this stuff where they trying to get your mind totally, right, within their reality, right? And this world's life gets so occupied with it, you can't see the hereafter. Hope you understand, bro. So I'm leave there. Assalamu alaikum.